Not to do anything tonight because I'm pretty tired. But you turned up, so I might as well. Well, oh god, I haven't like spoken all weekend. This is gonna be weird. Well, it's Keiichi-kun. Good morning, good morning. Rain was ecstatically waving her arms at me, already brimming with energy. What do you mean, good morning? It's evening. It's already evening. Yeah, that's just me. Forever. We'll push you to exhaustion. Yeah, pretty much. Just say hello or something. But this is the first time I've seen you today, so I think good morning is right. I got it. Okay then, good morning it is. Good morning, Reina. It's such throwaway text. I grabbed Reina's head and rubbed it with my hand. Pat pat. She squirmed, reveling in the motion like a cat. How could you? I did not like speaking. Hey Kei-chan, sorry about yesterday. I left without telling you. Was that oh, that was at the shrine, wasn't it? No, it's my fault. Sorry for making you wait so long. Squirmed. I don't know. Are you talking about setting up the festival yesterday? How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you do your job properly? The slight muscle pain throughout my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious. I did great. I'm pretty worn out now. Worn out now, though. I grinned... Oh, Jesus Christ. This is not going to be a good reading, though. I grinned dryly, and the three of us break out into laughter. Where's Satoga and Rika-chan? Are we meeting up with them at the festival? Oh shit, this is festival day. Yep, Rika-chan's actually been there since yesterday because she has such an important job. Jesus Christ, she's been up for like 48 hours. Satoga-chan stayed with her, so they're already at the shrine. Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She'd been practicing especially hard for this day. As her friend, I needed to make sure I went and cheered on. Friend! Alright, let's go right away. Yeah! Aren't there laws on how... I don't think this counts as a job because they're not getting paid for it. It's just like volunteer work, isn't it? As we got closer to the shrine, we started passing by more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. It began to get noisier too. I thought I could hear something like a Bond dance song. I assume that's like bonfire. I've never heard of just a Bond. I assume they just mean like a bonfire. Without being able to restrain my impatience, I dashed up the entire flight of stone stairs. I'm gonna try moving my mic back a little bit because I felt like I was getting too close to it when I wasn't intending to, or it sounded like I was. I don't know. Do you tell me if you notice like it being shit or anything? Keiichi-kun, you're going too fast. Wait for me. Man, Kei-chan, you're such a little kid. Oh, being bullied. And this is Nihon we're talking about. Heckin' workaholics. Whoa, the shrine grounds. They were packed with people. It was a festival if I ever... Yeah, it was a festival if I ever saw one. Oh no, please not. Please not the bloody teddy bear game again. I can't read through hours of that again. Wow, they went all out this year. Amazing, amazing. They're coming from Hinamizawa. Huh? The bedridden old man from the Kimiyoshi branch family is here too. I think that old guy went from Watanagashi last year and stayed in bed ever since. Oh god. Yeah, there were a lot of villagers here that I didn't really know. They must have all been pouring in just for today. Oh, it's Satoga-chan. Hey! Hey girl. Oh, if it isn't everyone. Yes, hello to you all. Yo, Satoga, there's a lot of people here today. Don't get lost in the crowd, okay? Who do you even think you're talking to? Satoga too. Seems somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way. Huh? Where's Rika-chan? She still has free time, doesn't she? Rika's given her respects to the mayor and other important people. She shall come before long. I see. Rika-chan is the shrine maiden for today's festival. After all, it's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the elders. Oh, there she is. It really is a pain. Hello, everyone. Ha, Rika-chan. I want to take you home. Rika-chan wore an immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the. I read that as fresh off the sleeves, fresh off the shelves. It was a perfect fit for her somehow mystical appearance. How does it fit? It's not too long, is it? My grandma gave me some safety pins just in case the sleeves are too long. It's alright. That'll do. It really is comfortable. As she spoke, she began to do some twists and stretches. It's great, it's so cute. Ha! There was approximately one person here getting a nosebleed from watching Rika-chan. Approximately one person. Keiichi-kun, don't you think she's cute, don't you? If you don't, then she'll be all mine and I'll take her home with me. I think she's really cute. Oh my god, he's got the W as well. Totally cool. And after that, I want to pretend to be her big brother or dad and take pictures of her. What the fuck? That's weird. Is it? I haven't noticed. I've lost where I was. If we take a picture from two different places and make it stereoscopic, we can eat or rather stare at a real life Rika-chan at our houses whenever we want. Oh, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. Reina's eyes and mine glittered with stars as our nose bled and we drooled. Oh my god, he's done it too. No. Rika, you better stay away from them. Yeah, so I might get locked away in a basement somewhere. That sounds like really bad foreshadowing. Aha. You look like you enjoyed it though, Rika-chan. I like getting tied up. Me, you're being harsh. We all laughed together again. Okay, let's not hang around here. Let's get to the festival. There's not much left until Rika-chan's big debut. Hopefully we skip all like this, you know, party game crap. 1, 0, 10. You're right. Let's go, everyone. Yeah. Yo, if it isn't the daughter of Sodazaki, eat up. The yakisoba is packed full of pork. This year was filled. We filled it up as much as we could. We even put in fried calamari. Gotcha, old timer. The yakisoba this year looks like quite an achievement. You have squid too. You put a ton of time into this, didn't you? Wow, it's tasty, it's tasty. Yeah, the squid is delicious, but the aroma is just fantastic. It wonderfully compensates for how soft it tends to be. There's a delightful amount of squid and pork in it too. Yep, not bad. Not bad, I say. Not bad at all, I say. Ah, Kei-chan, you sound like you could walk into a cooking program and become the host. Amazing. Yeah, when I see Keiichi-kun act in it, it's like it's so good. It somehow tastes even better. Oh, and he's acting like it's so good. It's somehow tasting better. Okay, I read that. Weird. I don't discriminate among delicious food. So anything that I say is tasty has got to be worth trying out, right? No, your opinion is shit. The stuff we do around here is Chinese, not Japanese, so it's not as too funny. Then Keiichi, please give us your opinion on this yakisoba again. I'll do it in 2 words. Absolutely scrumptious. Amazing. I had a second stomach, I'll buy another one right now. Having heard my 3 stars, not very good. 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba staff. Really? Are they that like oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'll think of it like in an hour. Yeah, I agree, Pepin. Hello. Wow, that's amazing. Kei-chan said it was impressionable. That's the word I was looking for. Are they really that impressionable with that? Some kids just raving about some food and everybody lines up to buy it. Kei-chan said it was so good that a little crowd started to form. Not bad. It was nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick out my chest and put on airs. Oh, please do. Oh, is that him? I thought that was her. Not her, not her. Mion. I meant Mion, not Satoko. Oh, is that so? Then perhaps I should try it out. Mister, could I perchance bother you for one takoyaki? Satoko bought a stick of takoyaki balls of fried octopus from the adjacent stand, and after blowing on it, oh, lewd, put one of them in her mouth. This is getting really, it's getting lewd. I don't want to read this. How is this Satoko-chan? If you give it a good rating, then Reina will buy it too. Now it's time for the Hinamisawa mission. Judge Satoko Hojo to give her impressions. It's alright. Though she was all for it a moment ago, Satoko hesitated to give her thoughts. Hey now, what's the matter? Everyone else takes one of their own and puts it. I can't even read that without like being an idiot. I'm so immature. Huh? What the fuck is that sound effect? Raina got gipped. I don't even know what gipped means. Okay. Mine's bad too. There's no. Oh, okay. Okay. They've been yeah, I know what's going on. Could this be some sort of summer festival only octopus free takoyaki stand? Oh, that sounds like. I don't think that counts as takoyaki then. I think it has to be have to have octopus in it for it to be takoyaki. Scammed, yeah. Bamboozled and scammed, yeah. An evil takoyaki stand that skimmed on the octopus because they figured out it would make them good money today. The bastards. Ah, mine has some. Yeah, it's pretty good considering there's octopus in it. Fuck you, man. How am I supposed to explain that this octopus-free takoyaki is any good? Everyone wondered about that. What even is like the other ingredient? Like what is it like? The octopus is like inside it or something, isn't it? What's like the is it like a dumpling or something? I don't even know what it is. Our quizzical looks seem to be drawn equally dubious stares from the people in line. How about this? Takoyaki where any octopus is really healthy, star. And even people who don't like octopus can eat this delicious takoyaki, star. Wheat flour based batter. Oh, okay. After hearing that, several surprised guests left the line. It had the exact opposite effect. Alright then, I'll give it a try next. A self-inspired take on takoyaki in which you can clearly taste the simple flavours of the flour, green onions, and pickled ginger. Wow, it's almost like that. I just linked that. Amazing. The unaffected taste is bolstered by the absence of octopus. It looks like a slightly lighter colour meat. Yeah, okay. It wasn't half bad, but after hearing that there's no octopus in it, clause, even more people left the line. Rika-chan, any good comments? You can be honest. It's fucking shit. 400 yen is too much for this. Yeah, that was too honest. Even more customers leave the line, dealing a lethal blow. Jesus Christ, how many was there to begin with? There were other takoyaki stands around after all. Well, I mean, we might not want to be doing this. Hey Satoko, you started all this, so give us a great big turnaround. I cannot do it. How do you expect me to lavish praise upon takoyaki without any octopus in it? Yeah, you idiot. Satoko's angry outburst was the finishing blow. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't eat it personally, but I'm not adventurous with foods like octopus and shit. That sounds weird. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to eating. The customers are all gone. Rip vendor. Huh? The guy stared at us. What is that? Sigh. There's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I came Chimabara-sama. Just praising yourself a little bit too much there, pal. Or lend a generous hand. Keiichi-kun, you could do it. We want you to save the takoyaki vendor who didn't put any octopus in. Don't spar if you say something so bitter. Alright, fine. This may be the only, the one and only chance you'll get to see a pro at work, so watch carefully. It's good. You do realise that pretty much every staple food in Britain sounds close to the rest of the world, right? Is it? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I should have sticking to octopus less octopus list takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it, but Mion's had some in it. That was the important point. She rigged it. I don't particularly like that either. The man who runs this takoyaki stand, he he truly loves takoyaki in every meaning of the word. No, it could even be said that he adores it. Everybody gasped in surprise, including the takoyaki vendor glaring at us. This man truly does love Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous. I can't say takoyaki too many more times when I go nuts. You can read this yourself if you really want to care about bloody takoyaki. I said it about 3 times in 4 lines there. This is just the one filler scene of this festival we'll probably see every single game. Fuck Fagus, I agree. I don't know what a fishbowl is. I still don't know what that is. I heard the 2 women love it. Wait, that's an actual thing? Is it like... That sounds like a fish cake, maybe. But... That's like... Not in a ball. Oh my god, how... God, this is so boring to read. Yeah, there's no potato in just like battered cod though, is there? There might be in fish cakes, but I'm not sure. Fish cakes are kind of gross. He did something. I don't know what he did, but he did something. If you like... Nah, I don't know. I don't care. Enough. Nah, I want fish and chips now. Too late to get to barnacles. Oh god. I mean, it's gone nuts again. The man in this true Barry Scott. Yeah. I'm not really paying attention to what's going on. I think he's selling the things for the vendor, I'm guessing. He did something that makes everybody want to buy it. I don't know what he did there. Come on, let's get to the interesting part. Oh no, it's not goldfish scooping. That's so like, that's such a weird concept. I'm sure we don't have them over here. I don't know. I don't go to carnivals or you know, festivals like this. But I feel like that's probably just a Japanese thing. I don't know. Oh. Hello, Shion. She just got here, right? How long has she been there? Okay, yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Hey, K-chan, Mion, everyone. Good evening. Where did you come from, Shion? I've been here since the bit with the yakisoba. Oh god, how long's that? You were so loud that I found you right away. Quality. Jeez, you've got nothing to do with this, do you? Go somewhere else already where people like you. Jeez, Mion, don't treat me so cruelly. Right, K-chan, you're okay with me being here, right? She asked, grabbing my arm and pushing her chest into it. Bounce. Amazing. What was it? Culture first. Oh, yeah. Keiji-kun, you're a pervert. Your nose is bleeding. When you squish a jelly donut, the jelly comes out, right? It's the same. This isn't something I have any control over. That's a good metaphor. Simile. I don't know. Whatever it is. Analogies. That might be the one. Is that right? Then we'll walk about if I squeeze hard. Oh my god! Star squeeze. Shion's cleavage is right up against my chest. Trip. Oh no. It's one page out of content, yeah. It'll fit right at home in an hour game. Yeah, Shion, what the heck are you trying to do? You know he loves it. How vulgar! I seem to have misjudged you. Slutty woman, be gone. Oh no. What about my flat chest? We could try and clasp onto my other arm too. I'm not reading this. Oh my god. This has got very lewd. I did not expect this. Unripe fruit. Oh my god, he just got like triple attacked. Shion, Rika-chan and I, our faces now bruised, fell to the ground, limbs sprawled. Ondo did that. Mion? Yeah. Oh, Reina. No. Nice job, Reina. Everyone's so dirty. How? Reina punched me. It really hurts. Aww. Riki, you get what you deserve. Sheesh. Now that Shion was here, the energy around us has increased by 120%. Ha 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 ha. Your friends are so much fun, Mion. I never get bored of them. Or it's this. If you weren't here, it would be way more fun, you know. I want to stay with you all, but if I continue seducing Keitra, my sister looks like she's literally going to bite my head off. Oh my god. Foreshadowing! It turns into, like, Alien. So I'll retreat for now. Yeah, it does have to be plural. Yeah, that's how it works. Multiple, it gets a bit iffy, but yeah. One is fine. See you, Meal. Don't be back. Get this. Get this. Someone get this sub. What? After teasing her older sister so much, she ran away into the crowd of people and disappeared. What does that even mean? Get the salt. I feel that I have borne witness to a rare side of Mion-san. When me chatters with Shi-chan, she looks kinda cute. Reina smiled happily, earning a whack on the head from Mion. Bizarre. Don't say dumb stuff. Dumb stuff. Let's get to the next stand already. Oh my god, that was only one stand. We went about just like that, really noisy and lively to the other stands. We were paying money towards the beginning, but midway through, the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny, and we ended up being able to fool around without paying much more. Amazing. The vigorous sound of a big taiko. Oh, taiko! Big taiko driver echoes through the air. Come on, let's have some sweet taiko tunes. Aww. Rika, it looks like it's time. Yeah, looks like it. Right, it's just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance. I'm a little nervous. I agree. I thought, what? I can't remember what keys I had. I had like, But I think that's how I played it. Believe in yourself. All of your sweat will definitely amount to something, Rika-chan. Ryo slapped hard on Rika-chan's back. Oh. That's right, you'll do fantastic, Rika. I agree. I'll do my best. Yeah, that's the spirit. I pull my hand into a fist and raise it up into the air. We're rooting for you, Rika-chan. Go for it. Yay. Remember? Go for it. Yay. That's like the worst good luck speech ever. Rika-chan gave the best smile I've ever seen and then pivoted on her heel and ran off. Okay, we should get going too. Right, let's go cheer her on. You must keep silent during the performance. I got it, jeez. I rubbed a hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend up until the end. I thought you should have rubbed something else then. Oh boy. Then we'd better hurry. All of the good spots will be taken. Come on. Rayon ran off and everyone else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the edifying? I don't know what that word is. Edifying. Come on, can I get providing moral or intellectual instruction? Okay. Thanks, Vigeesh. I prefer that description. Wow, this is a lot of people. I turned around to look at everyone else, but nobody was there. Or where did everyone go? They probably got lost amongst all these people. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. It definitely doesn't look like I can get over there now. How can you possibly lose, like, multicolored hair, a group of multicolored hair people? Yes. I was like, oh god, you tried. I'll laugh out of pity. Well, we got separated, no big deal. We can just meet up back when Rika-chan's dance is over. I gave up on finding the others and wandered around, trying to look for a place where I'd be able to see better. It didn't take long for me to realise I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of the people in front of me though. Once again, an even louder taiko drum resounded. This one was to announce the beginning of the dance. Spooky music. I couldn't see very well, but it seemed like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders who were in priestly garb. I heard low exhalations of admiration and the seniors rubbing their prayer beads in gratitude. Was that my phone? I'm gonna put it on Do Not Disturb, thank you. Everyone's heads were in the way and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. We should have cut playtime short and come here to get good spots earlier. Alright, go ahead dude. I doubt anything will happen. Yeah, hopefully. After Rika-chan intoned the prayer, she took the festival hoe and walked to the pile of quotes stacked on the altar. That's right, the point of the ceremony was to purify Bedin as to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? And the solemn offertory dance began. She had practiced using a mochi pounding mallet. The awkwardly shaped festival hoe Rika-chan held seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down, it was doubtlessly difficult to even lift it in the air, but she sweated and raised and dropped it again and again. She couldn't just deal with it and do it grudgingly. As the shrine maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at this festival. Nailed it. Hey, congrats to Lower Low. The emoji mallet returns, indeed. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulders right now. Damn, why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely see her? I'm afraid I should be right up on the best spot rooting for her. Oh, okay. We're just gonna stop the music? Okay. Oh, there's the 400 yen sign. Kei-chan, over here. Someone tugged lightly on the back of my shirt collar and pressed up against my back. It was Shion. She beckoned me outside the crowded ring of people. She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she knew a good place nobody else knew of. Shion, what's up? It's my room. Shh, just be quiet and come with me. After she told me so, she ran into a big detour around the throng. Man, it's great to have someone who knows the lay of the land here at times like this. No, she's taking you to her sex dungeon. Hopefully. I don't know, that whole diner scene was pretty amazing. I think that's going to be the peak of this chapter. Impressed though I was, I nearly lost sight of her right away. No more getting separated for me. I ran after her so I wouldn't be left behind. As I wondered in anticipation what kind of secret spot Shion had in mind, we left the crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds. Yeah. That was pretty amazing. That's probably the peak of his entire life, to be honest. Hey, wait. Where are we going? I think she has a little chest in this skin, in this what's it called, art style. I think the previous one that was flat. Hey, wait, where are we going? We're getting further and further away. Shh, just stay quiet and follow me. You'll understand soon. Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Mion as she said that. No sign of people and not much moonlight. It was dark. We had gotten pretty far away from the crowd of people on the shrine grounds. How are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance from here? I see. There's some high spot around here, isn't there? Like a rooftop or something. Yeah, just a random rooftop. We can look down at it. Look down at it, right? What? Why do we have to climb onto the roof? Well, how else are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance? Oh god, I don't like that face. Aim before no sex, just bamboozle. I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, that you have to wait until like 100 hours in before you can do that. Did you really want to see Rika-chan's dance? Or if you're the spin-off to Clanad and then it's just like 4 sexes right at the very start of the game, which were all the same, but ridiculously stupid. Could it be that your strike zone is really low? I don't think we're understanding each other here. Why don't you go to show me somewhere I can see Rika-chan's dance from here easily? I'll show you a dance, pretty boy. What? Who made that promise? You've been bamboozled. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? Why me? Why do I start to misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Am I just reading the wrong things into it? Then why did you call me all the way out here? I don't watch that stupid bitch dance. Or the expression that indicated she wasn't fully around. Oh. Shion pressed her index finger to my lips and said slowly and quietly. Oh, it is going this way. You mean by wrong limitation? Yeah. This place is a dark, dead, empty spot. You can't see it from the festival grounds, and now a male and female of the same age are all alone together. Could it be Shion? She's not planning something crazy again, is she? Subtle hints. Shh! Look over there. See? Then she just like whacks him on the back of the head and drags him in. Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbrush, and there we saw 2 figures, one male and one female. Oh! What's that? Are they going talking? Is this what this scene is? We're right at the scene of a rendezvous, of course. See, look closely. Yeah, I'm certain it is. Can you tell who they are? I peered intently into the dark as Shion suggested. Oh, it's Tomitake's head, Takeo's head. What is he doing? What's he doing with those? Right, so on this one, he isn't taking the pictures. No, he's got like a tripod set up and he's recording it. They're actually filming a porno right now. The 2 of them were clearly breathing quietly and glanced around to make sure nobody knew they were there. As they crouched before the entrance into a wooden storehouse like building. Wait, did they know? Did she knew they were there? Wait, Shion, could this be what you wanted to show me? 2 grown men fucking. 2 grown men, 2 grown adults. There we go. And then, I don't think so. Nah. Kei-chan, you see Rika-chan's dance any year, but you won't ever get to see another chance like this. They're literally just. Oh my god. I thought the Sonozaki sisters each had their own personalities, but at times like this, they seemed all too similar. Yes. Yes, it is. I think. I'm going back. Don't call me for something like this again. I want to see my lolly dance. If you move now, they'll see us. At our noisy argument, Takano-san suddenly turned around. Oh no. Busted! Oh my, who might that be? We held our breaths. I almost said we held our breasts. We held our breaths and tried to wait it out, but it seemed like Takano-san was now acutely aware of our presence. Shion and I exchanged glances, then gave up and climbed out from behind the bush. Neither do I. It doesn't seem to be doing too much of it. I've been watching from the top. Just go along with it, yeah. Oh, hello there. Oh god, it's Pishy Fat. The moon sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? My, if it isn't Shion-san and Maya broken. Good evening. Yes, the moon certainly is pretty. What's this, Keiichi-kun? You sure are smart, you know that? Having a secret date in a place like this. Then I guess we accidentally interrupted something important. Ah ha 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 ha. You're the ones who might be meeting up secretly. Tomitaki-san and Takano-san laughed to themselves, and it got on my nerves for some reason. Wait, so you two weren't having a little rendezvous then? Of course we weren't. No, I don't dislike that kind of romance. I don't know who's saying that. I think she is. Here, unfortunately, this wasn't the location of a rendezvous either of you would want to see. Sorry for not living up to our expectations. If this wasn't a rendezvous, then what were you doing? Tomitaki-san, were you messing around with the padlock on the door just now? Huh? After she said that, I looked at the two of them again. I definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, fiddling with a pretty heavy padlock. Guess we've been found out, huh? We were trying to break into the warehouse. But don't tell anyone, alright? Don't tell anyone. Are you thieves or something? I demanded unthinkingly, just because of how absently Tomitaki-san was grinning. We don't have the H scenes. Or if we do, then I'm gonna get banned from Twitch, so hopefully not. I really want to like play Kato Shoujo on stream, just because I want to replay it, and it'd be so fun, but I won't be able to stream the fun parts, and I also wouldn't read it if I managed to censor it or something. So when you cut out those scenes, it's like so shitty. Nah, never. Thieves are people who steal things, right? You can, but it like cuts out the entire scene. It's not like it just censors it. It just cuts out the entire scene completely. That is a visual novel. There's always a good chance there's going to be a H scene. It's not like we were trying to take anything out of her. I see. Then why are you trying to unlock the door? This is the forbidden storehouse for ritual tools. They say only the Faraday family and a mere handful of others are allowed in. Forbidden storehouse? I took a few steps back about and looked on the entire warehouse. It certainly looked... It's not exactly a warehouse, is it? It certainly looked like one, built removed from any signs of people, almost as if in secret. Yeah, I mean, you could probably... I assume you could stream it if you disabled those scenes, but then there's no fun in playing it, like at all. It was filthy, revealing how little it was ever opened, and it was built to be durable, giving it a strange, overpowering impression. I also wouldn't want to like read it out because that would be so bloody embarrassing. Now that I looked at it more closely, it was suddenly different than a normal warehouses. Jesus Christ, I'm too tired for this. This place, they're called ritual implements. Basically, this is a warehouse where they store such tools used in rituals. Well, more accurately, maybe it's a temple where the implements are enshrined. The ritual Higurashi-chan is using for the offertory dance was inside here until today. Of course, if anybody but the Furude family enters, they bring impurity. Oh, spooky. They bring impurity into it, so absolutely no one is allowed a single step inside. It's a sanctuary. Shouldn't we absolutely not be coming to a place like this then? However, Takano's wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and terribly cruel grin at worst. I told you I was researching Hiyamazawa's folktales and legends out of an interest in them, didn't I? So that requires breaking into warehouses and cursing the village. A lot of the answers to questions I'm curious about are hidden away inside here. I waited all this time until today for this chance. A chance? Everybody's eyes were fixed on the dance. Is that intentionally rhyming or fixed on the dance at the shrine grounds today? This was the ultimate blind spot. Huh, I see. I didn't know you had lockpicking skills, Tomitaka-san. What? Why would she know that? Stop it, I don't want to be doing this, okay? Is he, like, being manipulated by her? Sorry for taking you along with me, but this is all thanks to you, Jiro-san. I really am grateful. It's all your fault. Sheesh, this is the only time, understand, Takano-san? Yeah. Maybe, but when you leave, there will be one. I don't want to be sneaking into places like this. Heh, you really are a good person, Jiro-san. Clink. Tomitaka-san undid the padlock and placed it to the side. It's open. Thank you. At long last. Takano-san gulped with an unusually excited air about her. She gave the heavy door a shove. The sharp smell of mould and dust flowed out from the gap in the doors. That sounds gross. I had claimed curses didn't exist, but in this situation, I could believe in them. If we went into such a holy place with our shoes on, it felt like we could be punished somehow. That's the important part of the shoes. How about it? Your accomplices too? You came all the way here, so why not come in and take the tour? It would be a little field trip to a museum of precious cultural artifacts that conceal the secret history of Hinamizawa. And it's only open today, hee. We're not accomplices or anything. Aren't you interested though? Come on, let's take a peek. Shion said predictably, linking her arm with mine. But we definitely shouldn't be doing this. This is a holy warehouse, isn't it? You said ritual implements, right? I really did feel like we shouldn't go in. I'm a part of the Sodazaki family, so I have a good guess as to what we're finding there. Dude, this is more than the whole hand holding. This is like arm linking. But I want to see it too, Kate-chan. You want to show something to me? Oh my god. What is it with you guys today? I thought it was just a ploy, but Shion's eyes looked entirely serious. Of course, she was the sort who could lie with a straight face. Of course, I was an average boy too. My curiosity was at least twice that of a normal person. Oh, okay. Sleeping, forbidden treasures, never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around too often. If I had to choose, then I want to see. Until the locked door is open though, I don't know about this. If you're not interested, Kei-chan, then you can leave now. I think you'll wonder about it later though. Tomitaki-san spoke after listening to our discussion. Himself having sat down on the stairs to leave a short rest. I keep watch here, go in and check it out with them. I'm not too interested, but it might be pretty interesting for a young guy like you, Keiichi-kun. What? He said, laughing mischievously. There was no ill will in his laughter. Tomitaki-san, do you know what's in there? Kind of. Takano-san told me all about it, but I'm not telling you. Must be a pain to have to go along with your companion's unique hobbies, huh? Tomitaki-san didn't answer that, only responded with a pained smile. Tomitaki-san had this kind of scary air about... Takano-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she'd drop absolutely everything else for something that she had an interest in and go straight for it, but Tomitaki-san, on the other hand, seemed like the gold standard of what a normal person should be. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made the guilt feel lighter. Okay, but just a little. If it's not interesting, I'm leaving. The gold standard, small as heck, yeah. Taking pictures of girls' panties. You got it. Shion gave me another Mion-like wink. Oh no. Looks like we're decided. Should we go inside? Jiro-san, we'll leave this to you. Tomitaki-san waved his hand to set us off. Oh, I remember this. Oh dear. The inside was pitch black, but Takano-san turned on the battery-powered lantern she brought in, revealing a pretty cramped front room. It's so dark in here. Everyone, take care not to trip over anything. I appreciate the concern. Anyway, okay, doorman, keep a good watch. We're shutting the door now. Why have you shut the door? Yeah. Tomitaki-san out of something fun and began to close the door. Man. Alright, everyone. Have fun. Don't get tortured. Yeah, there's some spiky things there. There's that. There's something there that doesn't look very pleasant. There's something there that doesn't look very pleasant. There's the a statue. There's loads of things over here that probably don't look very Still chapter 7. 8, 7, 7, 6, 7. It's 7. End of 6. This is 7. Oh man. Vigi's just left as well. He's gonna be surprised when he gets back. There was a low, heavy and loud noise, and we were completely cut off from the outside world and covered in silent darkness. Takano-san's lantern was the only light we had. It'll be fine. It's an outdoor lantern with backup batteries inside. It won't go out or anything. Probably. Looks like Takano-san noticed my uneasy expression. I couldn't help but blush a little and avert my gaze. Deep inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was within. Strange how it has an antechamber, even though it's just a warehouse, isn't it? Very strange. I believe it's a setup this way so that you open one door at a time, never letting the room with all the tools be seen from the outside. Oh, I see. Takano-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. That's a good question. I don't know. But still, it's really dark in here. Huh? That over there, I spotted a circuit breaker hanging from a clump of wiring clumsily attached to the wall. So this would be the perfect time for a jump scare. Oh here, isn't this the light switch or something? I flipped the biggest switch I can find, and with a click, a pitch black room was illuminated by an old bare light bulb. Oh my god. Everyone scrunched up their faces at the sudden strobe light brightness. Don't! Before she even finished, Shion slapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There was another loud click, and the room returned to darkness with only the lantern for illumination. Ah. You can't, Kei-chan. We snuck in here, remember? If you turn on the light, it might give us away. I'm scolded by Shion fairly harshly. It looked like she was worried about whether someone had seen them from the momentary light. It's alright. It was only for a moment. Takano-san remained a relaxed adult. It seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of it if someone did see us. Let's go in. Here we go. There. The even heavier door opened, and this time it wasn't just the dust that came out with the air. There was also a nasty smell. One smell was like opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years. And the other smell, the nasty one, was hard to explain, but it was like the raw odour of a fish market. Oh, I have a pretty good guess of what it might be. From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Takano-san held up her lantern and revealed the contents of the expansive room. Whoa. At the back wall of the storehouse right in front of us was a Buddha-like holy object standing there looking down at us. I was taken aback by its unseen force lit up by the slender beam of the lantern. That's the guardian god of Hinamizawa, Oyashiro-sama. It's far grander than the one at the shrine. Oyashiro-sama. So this is the spirit protecting Hinamizawa? The one guarding the holy land of Hinamizawa from the impurities of the outside world, and the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to sully the land with the dam construction. It looks like there are far more tools stored here than I thought, but this is so sad. None of them have been maintained. How unfortunate that is in such a state. Even in the dim light, I could see a lot of strange objects lining the walls, ceiling and shelves. Ceiling? What's stuff doing on the ceiling? Takano-san, speaking as if in a trance, was infatuated by the various implements filling the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead there was more like a workshop of a blacksmith or a carpenter. Welcome back. Something happened, sort of. We went into the warehouse, and there's loads of like torture devices and loads of weapons and tools and shit, and a statue of Oyashiro-sama, or supposedly. There were a lot of large wooden and metal tools packed in here. Putting it bluntly, it was all pretty boring stuff. I'd imagine there would be more artistic things in here from the Heian period, but these are a far cry from being cultural artifacts. My expression betrayed my dashed hopes, and they caught on right away. It might be the same as, like, the festival last time. Like, they build up somewhere, and then it seems all fine, you go home, and then you find out someone's disappeared, or someone's been tortured, or whatever. Oh, is this not interesting for you? I'm not into literature or art, so I can look at this stuff, but I don't really understand its value. Keiji-kun, you really do look like you don't get it. I guess that's only natural. You're only a child, after all. Takeru-san reached into a paper bag that she'd been holding the whole time, took out a worn scrapbook, and began to flip through it. Then just for you, Keiji-kun, I'll tell you an old story. It's a common tale in this region. If you go to the library, it would even be on their recommended reading list. Telling stories in such a dark, creepy place. She must have a horror story in mind. Fuck that, dude. Shion's face believed nothing but calm. Hey, I've bought my laptop. We can play Doki Doki Literature Club. I hear it's really cute. If she had the same personality as me, she'd have found fault with me being scared. I'll endure it for now and pretend to be calm. Okay. Alright, I'll read it. After confirming that I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book. Reading a picture book. What? Let's take this into. Long ago, in a certain village in the mountains, there was a swamp. Oh yeah. Who explained this last time? Is it Uishi? This swamp was very, very deep. Some even called it bottomless. People said it was connected to Hell, the land of demons. The rumors said that it was deeper than the ocean, and that anyone in it was swallowed was sink into the underworld, a bottomless swamp. Its name was Onagafushi. We've read all this, so I'm gonna kind of skip through it a little bit until I find something new, because this is basically the exact same, I think. Or should I read it? Let me know. Oh my god, how did that happen? Why is it old again? I replaced it. I know I did. These began to appear one after another from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared that hell was overflowing. Oh boy. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves and tremble. So did someone exterminate them? Unfortunately, there is no Momotaro or Superman in this fairy tale. Superman's canon! And then did they get the whole village? I don't know who this is. Maybe it's like the Japanese version of Superman. Then did they get the whole village together to fight them? Heavens no. The villagers weren't nearly strong enough to fight in equal terms with the demons. Then the only recourse would be to flee the village. They couldn't do that either. To the villagers, it was their beloved homeland. It didn't matter how terrifying the demons, they wouldn't have run away so easily. Then what did they do? Wouldn't they just get wiped out? Unable to fight and unable to run, all they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. Oh, rip. Then, when everyone had lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, descended unto them. I see. So Oyashiro-sama came down from the sky and beat up all the demons then. Yeah, damn straight. You're such a boy, Keisha. You always jump straight to using force to resolve things. Shion sighed. That's not a sigh. Shion sighed, a little annoyed. Embarrassed, I held my tongue. The thing about Oyashiro-sama, he wasn't a violent god who would beat them up, like you're saying. He was a kind god filled with love and benevolence. The strength, see, it's back to normal. The strength of Orishiro-sama transcended from the heavens couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight. They simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Orishiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came, but the demons wept and challenged them, saying they could never return. The world of the demons, too, has harsh commandments. They claimed they had been banished from hell. Demons who didn't have a place to go, either in hell or in the human world. Of course they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflected on it and were sorry. As the villagers conversed amongst themselves, little by little they came to pity the demons, and after talking with everyone in the village, they decided to live alongside them. A lot of fairy tales have them been exterminated or driven away, but you don't often hear one where they live in peace. You're right, demons are supposed to symbolize all evils. A story where they decide to live together with humans is certainly strange. Fade to black. When the demons first heard the villagers' invitation, they doubted their ears, but soon burst into tears of joy. The villagers had given them a place to live. It was said that in payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of powers and secrets with the villagers. Orishiro-sama was very pleased with this happy exchange. He gave the demons the bodies of humans so that they would be indistinguishable from the villagers. He himself decided to stay on the surface and watch over the everlasting peace between them, a land in which man, demon, and god live together. I thought the word demon was a noun meaning evil that needs to be exterminated. A god may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like that where both sides live in harmony. I see. I guess it's kind of interesting. Although the normal fairy tale ends here, it was revised quite a bit during the Edo period into a much longer story. After that, the humans and demons intermixed, and eventually there was no difference between them. So the demons ended up disappearing? No, not at all. Half of them stayed just as they were. The knowledge the villagers had received from the demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transcendent. They were all well aware of the powers they had they were well aware the power they had was hearsay. Is that the right word? I feel like that's not the right word. What am I saying? Is that hearsay? Hearsay? Not hit. I don't know how to say that. Heresy? Heresy? I haven't seen that word before. And as those... No? Oh, okay. Heresy. Yeah, okay. And as those below worshipped them, they lived out their lives in secrecy. I have, but I didn't read it with subtitles. This story is the root of many derivative tales and pieces of fiction. It's the foundation, I mean. The basis. What do you mean by... Wait, did they... Somebody tells me they translated this wrong. I feel like that was supposed to be root there. Oh no, it's up there, never mind. The story is the root of many... No, I'm stupid, never mind. I shouldn't play this when I'm tired. I'm just tired into a retard. She means the part about the villagers having demon blood. Yeah, it's fine. You can fail fish all you like. What I mean is all the legends from around here are based on the premise that the villagers are descended from demons. There was a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that she too had demon blood in her. Is there any proof though? Maybe it's somehow rooted in historical fact beyond just fairy tales. Oh, my American. Then you do believe that demons really did come out of the swamp and breed with humans? Well, it's not that I don't believe it, but when she said demon, she meant the ones from hell, but in ancient Japan, the word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that kind, right? Oh, that went from him talking to him thinking, okay. The more well-known use involves the drifting foreigner theory. Demon sex, hell yeah. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby seas had such markedly different customs that they were called demons. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians, but everything about those from the West was different: their physiques, their skin, their faces, and their skin color. In Japan, terms like red demon and blue demon evoke images especially of Westerners. Lacking in skin pigment, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Being fair-skinned, I think blood vessels appearing on their skin would look blue too. A handful of accidental aliens would drift into Japan and came under persecution, being called demons. That's quite interesting actually. They would flee to the mountains to survive, turn into bandit groups and attack villages for food and the like. How does that explain sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Oh, how does that explanation sound? Maybe it's a bit childish. Takeda gave me a weird smile when having come up with such an impromptu hypothesis. I unconsciously followed it with self-deprecation. I'm gonna have to stop pretty soon. I can't fucking read any of this. I'll do like into the end of the scene and I have to stop. I'm way too tired for this. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me. It's not ridiculous. There are a lot of people who subscribe to the drifting foreigner theory. Even so, nobody actually knows what happened. Were they groups of foreigners who had turned into banditry, or were they really demons who had come from the bottom of the world? Then, Takano-san, which one do you believe? The truth of the matter aside, I'd rather believe the more fantastic explanation. It's much more fun that way, isn't it? Her answer made her sound a wee bit like a romanticist. Here, I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that. Now then, this is where the fun begins. Oh god. Takano-san brought an end to her storytelling and waits for a moment as if to tantalize us. Suddenly, Shion looked around as if something had caught her eye. Her head bobbed to and fro like she was making sure nothing had changed. What's wrong, Shion? I'm sorry. Please don't worry about it. Shion pretended as though nothing had happened. What are you doing, Shion? Takano-san also made sure nothing had happened, then cleared her throat and broached the next subject. I explained that half of the villagers have demon blood. That blood, they actually say that is the blood of the kind of demon that eats people. Man-eating demons? That escalated quickly. Oh no. That blood still runs through the villagers' veins. They say that sometimes the blood awakens from its slumber. I thought the fairy tale had a happy ending with the humans and demons living in peace, but it began to suddenly change into a brutal, bloody story. This is too spooky for me. Well, they eat people. They say that every decade or so they can't help but want to feast on human flesh. The villagers can't eat other villagers, so when this happens, it's said that they're descended on the human villagers and conducted Onakakushi. What's an Onakakushi? Broadly speaking, it's when a demon kidnaps someone, when a person is demoned away. They say that the villagers of Onakakushi would overwhelm unfortunate human villagers in order to kidnap sacrifices. Takano-san's explanation was plain and simple, but when I imagined what it must have been like, it was terrifying. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real demons en masse. They attack the villagers they loathe in the dirty world of the masses below, and then they kill and eat the sacrifices. So they're no different from demons after all. What did Oishiro-sama do? Wasn't he supposed to be staying in the village and watching over them? Oishiro-sama knew about it, of course. Onakakushi isn't indiscriminate. The villagers apparently never kidnapped anyone other than the sacrifices decided upon by their god. In the text, it's usually one or two people. A village inhabited by those both human and inhuman. It was like the heartwarming episode's colour had inverted like negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth. So on the nights when they raided villages, they would feast on their kidnapped sacrifices, which is why the nights came to be known as Watanagashi. Watanagashi. Tonight's festival was Watanagashi. I could just reconcile the Fun festival, the horrible tale Takano-san was telling me. Watanagashi, well, wasn't it about giving thanks to the futons we used over the winter or something? Kei-chan, Wata has another meaning, you know? It means entrails. Ooh. Shion, who had been silent up until now, spoke up. Entrails? Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Like fish guts. Wait, what? Like a jigsaw puzzle, the fun times I had today and Takano-san's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind. Oh my god. Watanagashi, so gut spilling. I didn't think saying that could ever feel so nauseating. Yes. It's as you imagine, my Barakona. Right now, the Watanagashi Festival might just be somewhat early summer festival occurring every June. But it used to be different. It used to be a ghastly cannibalistic feast held on the night the villagers had collected their unfortunate dinner. That can't be true. I had no real reason to say that, but I couldn't help it. My Barakona, you said that Watanagashi is a ritual about purifying futons, right? What do you think the futons filled with cotton with Wata represent? Futons are futons! God damn it! They're beds! They're things for sleeping in. What else could they possibly represent? Oh god, he's getting like nervous. I was unsettled, unstable, I don't know. I was rattling on, desperately attempted to deny the horrible festival that Takano-san was describing. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futons stuffed with cotton. If the cotton represented entrails in both pronunciation and meaning, then entrail-filled futons would have to be humans. Why don't you think back to the offertory dance Rika-chan performed? Do you know what she was doing out there? No, I don't. I didn't even watch the whole thing anyway. You two stole me away, god damn it. Shh, Kei-chan, you're getting too worked up. We're not supposed to be in here, remember? Shion grabbed one of my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere I should raise my voice. Even so, I still can't suppress this agitation I feel. Twerking. What? Rika-chan was... Oh, what Rika was doing. Oh my god. She's just twerking on stage. In like a shrine maiden outfit. Jesus Christ. Rika-chan was carrying a festival hoe. You probably realised it already, but that's not a hoe for ploughing fields. It's a tool for dissecting human bodies. Oh my god. I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I don't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I'd left. When I told this to Takano-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. To summarise what she said after what I'd seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futons with that hoe, cut them open and pull out the cotton inside. She cut the cotton out one bit at a time and set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it was. Broadly speaking, it was quite the bombastic ceremony where they'd rip out the guts and throw them into a basin, and then the ritual was over. It's thought that afterwards the villagers, each with a different role, dismantled the flesh piece by piece and feasted upon it. Hee hee. Why is she giggling like that? At Takano-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt for some reason violent displeasure. Rika-chan, every day during our lunch break, she'd take a rice-pounding mallet into the schoolyard, and she'd work so hard, sweating bullets, to practice for the authority dance she had done today. All that effort, all that work. Takano-san disgraced it, even though she worked so hard to practice it for today. Takano-san, I think you should choose your words more carefully. Kei-chan's pretty naive, so please don't tease him that much. Oh god. I remember before I opened my mouth to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have been fully aware of how that story made me feel. I'm sorry, I thought you'd like the story with a sort of shock value since you were a boy. Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she smiled gracefully. After hearing all that, did you figure out what kind of stuff was in the storehouse, Kei-chan? See, look. Shion pointed out at the walls, vaguely illuminated by the lantern's light. There was, mere moments ago, they hadn't held my interest. They were just boring-looking tools lined up on the shelves. Ugh. All those uninteresting tools that I didn't understand how to use, they all suddenly took on a new meaning, and I couldn't help but let out a groan. At first, they looked like carpentry tools, like chisels or planes. However, when I thought back, I'd seen pictures of these sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came up in a Japanese history textbook. Yes, on the page introducing the Kaitai Shinsho, or the new text of anatomy. Oh god. These sorts of things, they're printed realistically in the literature of Germany, capital of the medical world. These aren't carpentry tools. These strangely shaped tools, they're for dissection. Everyone knows that in the Edo period, they would dissect the corpses of those who had been put to death in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of the dissection tools they used at the time came up in textbook supplements. The things hung up on this wall all look exactly like the same as those. If you want a scarier way of looking at it, think of them as cooking utensils. Hee. Takano-san, holding up the lantern, the only light source in the room, led us along the wall. She had the only light, so I had to walk after her whether I liked it or not. Oh god. I wish these were high quality, but I don't know, I guess it works. Look, Takano-san illuminated a coiled chain which left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. A chain in itself was nothing unusual, but further along it were metal fetters that were like hinges, clearly meant for binding people. Keishan, look at that! Shion tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to a restraining table. That was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze, my blood felt like it was turning into sherbet, and it crawled up my back. On each of the joints there were things like chains and iron balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in. Oh my god, that's horrifying. It's probably a chopping block. I think you strapped the sacrifice down to prep them for eating. The words chopping block sent a jolt right through my body. Yeah, true. When I looked more closely, there were many dark slices carved into it, as through from a knife or a saw. They were the most clear-cut signs of usage you could ask for. It proved these tools weren't just for show, they were used for their original purpose. If someone was trapped tightly onto this table, they probably wouldn't be able to move even a muscle. Their guts would be defenseless. You take one of those eerie cooking knives lined up over there, stab them with it, and then you slice open their belly and dissect them. Oh boy. Yeah, I believe it does. Oh, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be amazing. I'd heard the stories, but this is incredible. Before coming here, Shion had mentioned she had a good guess of what was inside, but it seems that this has exceeded her imagination. There's still more. How about it? More fascinating than a wax museum, isn't it? Takano-san had this happy expression like she was visiting a toy store for the first time. Jesus Christ. I don't know how much I want to say. No, I won't say it. I don't get, like, disappointed by it. I don't think it's as big as you expect it to be, but it's pretty amazing. I don't get it. This Mio Takano person has nerves of steel. Are these bizarre, grotesque objects? That's fascinating to her. I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank. This was all too weird for me. Still, there was something even more horrifying than all this. That would be none other than Takano-san herself. Takano-san holding the lantern, giving off such a thin beam of light. If she suddenly turned it off, then what would I do when the next moment everything went totally dark? Jesus, that's terrifying. That's why I was scared. Takano-san had the only light, and anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shion had started holding onto my shirt sleeve. Oh, she's scared too. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally here and now. No, it doesn't seem that too long, to be honest. I mean, half of it was like story time, wasn't it? Before we had even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air I felt on my skin changed completely. These cruel tools lined up, all crammed together in this place. Some were horrible ones made to take away sacrificers' freedom, and some tools were made to efficiently disassemble and prepare the bodies for consumption. Yeah. Those were just the things I understood. There were plenty of other strange looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. It wasn't an hour, was it? It was like half an hour. Now that I was here, I didn't have the slightest desire to hear the details about what sort of terrifying reasons they were meant to be used for. At the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean and simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people were obviously constructed in such a way that they could kill people. I feel like this is a lot more, this chapter's a lot more like mysterious and dark than the first one. That's just like, hey, your friends are going a little crazy. And this is like, oh god, there's torture. If this was the goal, then the person you used on would obviously end up dead. The kind of tools here, however, were different. These tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, and for grinding them. They were tools of torture. Oh Jesus. They weren't made to kill people. People dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. If the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but they don't even die in the end. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Perhaps they were only being allowed to live. Only now in this moment did I fully realise just how terrifying and fearsome that difference was. People, you see, most of these wouldn't kill them if used properly. Takano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking smile. Burning at the stake, the famous method of execution for witches, will kill the person immediately. When the body suffers extreme burns on the skin all over, the decomposition of the skin's chemical makeup produces poison-like symptoms, and causes an immense shock to the victim. Though I suppose it's still very cruel compared to the guillotine, you have to wait far longer for that to happen. She describes such horrors in a strangely medical way. Shion immediately answered the question I had. Takano-san is a nurse. There's a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true. And also, there was a method of execution in ancient Rome where they would grill the person, just like a barbecue. They would cover the person in wire netting and slowly cook them over a charcoal fire. Jesus Christ. To think the memories of when I went to a day camp with my family would come rushing back now of all times so vividly. That's what it was like. Apparently they wouldn't die too easily for some reason. According to one source, even if they roasted one side of a person to a crisp for an entire night, they would still be conscious and able to speak fluently. God damn. That's insane. You grill someone the whole day and they still be conscious. It said that ancient Rome, famous for their executions, thought of plenty of ways to execute someone while having the victim stay alive as long as possible. Among them, there was one method where they would open the gut, pull out the intestines like sausages, pull them up with a winch, and put them on public display. She was behind me, clinging to me. Not just because she was scared. She was protecting her stomach. You would think someone with their intestines pulled out would die instantly, right? Actually, as long as you do it tenderly and thoroughly, it's apparently Jesus. It's apparently possible to pull them out while the person is still conscious. I felt a sick feeling in my stomach. It was like my organs were calling out just from Takano-san's stare. I do the same. No, yeah. It's so... Oh man. Though pulling them out with a winch was rather exaggerated method, in a more barbaric way they might slice open the gut and cut the intestines out and throw them everywhere. It's quite imaginable that they did dreadful things like that too, isn't it? However, those being put to death are conscious. It must be far more terrifying than painful. She spoke with pleasure as if she had come here on a sightseeing trip. I heard Shion gulping multiple times near my ears. Perhaps Hinamizawa, or rather Onagafuchi village, did something like that for the Watanagashi festival. Listen, if you try hard, can't you hear it? I wanted nothing more than to not hear anything at all. So why? Why only at times like these do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to? Spooky. Takano-san, having realised she'd scared Shion and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Stop smiling, it's making it worse. Then she turned on her heel, raised the lantern and began to walk again. If Takano-san left us here, we'd get even further away from the light. Shion and I, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along her field trip through the ritual storehouse. Oh my god. Right, I'm gonna quickly go get a drink. You can enjoy the creepy music for a minute or so. I suppose we've seen a bit of everything. See, this place is interesting, isn't it? She says, raising the lantern high in the center of the storehouse. The dim lighting didn't change, but for some reason it felt like I was able to see all of those horrible tools at once. I wish they would put the first background in again. Kei-chan, look up. Shion stammered while grabbing the nape of my neck. God damn it, they didn't show. I couldn't tell because it was so dark, but there was a lot more tools hanging from the ceiling as well. They all looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. By cages, they were very small, crammed cages just for one, like a casket. If you got locked up in there, no, you wouldn't get locked up inside it. It was another tool meant for the restraining people, where the iron bars would squeeze you tightly. All that so many big and large things of all shapes were hanging down. Takano-san's mention of execution by grilling crosses my mind. We weren't just surrounded on all sides by these terrifying instruments. Things crowding the ceiling were even hanging over our heads. There's nothing up there, don't be silly. There are many of these sorts of bird cages among European torture devices. I'm surprised to see them in Japan as well. Kei-chan, is there something in there? A person? A mummy? Where? Shion desperately pointed to one of the many human-sized bird cages hanging from the ceiling, but I couldn't tell which one she meant. Being that dark, there wasn't any way you could tell if something was in there in the first place. I remember a lot of this is coming back to me now. This is like this gets really good compared to the first one. It's the one I remember the most, so it's probably my favorite one. If we could just came in right now and kill them all. Oh god. I don't see anything. Are you sure you're not seeing things? dot. Shion didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, we couldn't do much but wonder. My American, after seeing this, have you come to believe in all of this? The countless terrible rituals passed down in Hinamizawa. It's got nothing to do with believing in them. Now that I've been shown them the real thing like this, there's no possible way to deny it. Oh my god, that's a lot of people, holy shit. Thank you, Fluffy. Well, we're getting to, we've got to a good part. And there you go, covering Twitch alert. Oh yeah, what was the what was the host gift? Hopefully, I don't know. It's impossible to explain it if you don't know Higurashi. This is a horror visual novel, and our character and two girls have found a warehouse with old torture devices in it, basically. Yeah. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. It's well known that their era gave birth of countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape, like torturous feasts became because of religious suppression and things of that nature? Hinamazawa itself had such a period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, land of the witch hunts, that was all far in the past, no more than a series of historical events, and in this age, nothing that abnormal would ever happen. That must apply to Hinamazawa as well. Just as Europe had its dark age, Hinamazawa had one too. That's how this should be taken. Even if these things are all, if all these things all really happened in Hinamazawa, they're all long past. They don't have anything to do with the people living in Hinamazawa right now. History lessons, yeah. Oh, it's Arimo. Is it the was it the sideways lip licking one? It's really odd, isn't it? Yeah, that's good. I don't get many hosts, so I forgot which ones there are. But yeah, thanks a lot for the host, Fluffy. Did you what you were doing Battlegrounds, weren't you? After when you finished up those two? I hope you had fun with that. Now you're going to be reading some horrible histories. Nah, he doesn't like the village, he likes the fucking girl. Mario Burkan, you really do like this village. It didn't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano-san gave me a light smile. Takano-san, you're researching whether those customs survived into present. You're right. Oh god, that was a creepy sound. Shion suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. Are you telling me that all these horrible things are still going on even today? Oh, I completely missed the point. I just read it and I didn't think about it at all. What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told you, Shion-san. Oh, Shion-chan, because you're an understanding person, but the other villagers don't want to hear it. If things go AOE, I don't know how to say that word, I could be ganged up on and punished. Shion flashed a devilish smile as if reveling in the immorality of it. Maribel, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I could suffer Orishiro-sama's curse or be made into a sacrifice. Oh boy. Yes it is, Zerfi. You'll soon find out. That did happen in the first one though, yes. If it's the curse, then I wonder what kind of death it will be this year. Actually, no, what are you on about? Look at the GIF in the top right. It's just that for like 52 episodes. Is this before or after? This came out before. It's the anime was adapted from this. This came out originally in 2002, and it's like 100+ hours long. And then the anime came out in 2006 and second season 2007, I think. If it's the curse, then I wonder what kind of death it will be this year. If it's a sacrifice, then will I be thrown into the Onagafushi swamp while it's still alive? It is tonight, you know, the night of Orishiro-sama's curse. Takano-san said, bringing her face right up close to ours, as if to say that if she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. Yeah, no, it's not. It's hard to explain quickly. It's set in 1983, and you're like, this guy, like school guy, like I don't know, he's 16 or something. He moves to this creepy village. He doesn't know it's creepy, but it is pretty creepy. He moves to this village, and he's just like goes to school with these like 6 girls or something. It's basically a harem, but it's not. And weird shit happens, and there's curses and murders and shit like that, and people go insane. There's yeah, 4. Yeah, 4, and then Shion, and then some other people. No. As if to say that if she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. That was what she seemed to be implying. Takano-san took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag, then began to flip through its pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it all had a manner of things written inside them. The letters were very small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was all about. What I'd really like to do is search through the National Library for newspapers from the era, but here it is. A photocopy of a page from some book was slid into the notebook, and it too was written in small tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was just by glancing at it. This is a story that actually happened. It was around the end of the Meiji era. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a murder in Onagafuchi village. An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere rumour or fairy tale. We don't have most police documents from the time anymore, so it's all based on oral traditions and memories. Oh, I said memorials. See, it's not very clear, but it looks like a cut off of a newspaper from the Meiji era. I guess they're not technically yandere, but they're kind of close. It's in that same vicinity of going mental and attacking people, but not for love. I don't think it is anyway. Nah, it's just creepy. It's like it's a pretty slow burn type thing, but it's really interesting. Each there's like eight games, and each one kind of tells the same story, like in the same time period, but slightly differently. So this is taking the place at the same time as it did in the first game, but different things are happening and different characters are here and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting when it all comes together, but it's a very it's very long. Never before has there been such a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? Being a copy of a copy, it was very hard to make out, but it was more than enough to make me feel strangely tense. Near the end of the Meiji era, in an old Onagafuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there were markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife, with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation, but since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less than criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult. Do you understand what it must have been like? I couldn't imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination. Unfortunately, Dada's not quite the same. It's kind of like 100 hours altogether. The first one, it took me about 15 hours, and then they slowly increase in length, apart from the fourth, which is a bit shorter. But yeah, it's not like a 1,000-hour game. That would be nuts. He went, but it's the character pictures the exact same in the game. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's a good idea. There's a couple like characters change here and there, but it's the same like sprites, yeah. That doesn't seem very creepy. She looks like almost pregnant somehow. Like it looks like one of those loose fitting tops. It's like you're buying different chapters of a book. Yeah, basically. Like a lot of there's you can still enjoy the first one kind of on its own, but there's a ton of unanswered stuff, and you don't get even close to the full story, because then this one's adding loads new stuff, and then this will also it answers like a couple questions that the first one brought up, but then it asks a ton more. The victim was skinned while still alive, underwent all kinds of torture, and was killed brutally. The author here also thinks that even after death, the remains were divided and dissected even further, the epitome of inhumanity. So if you don't see what we saw... Oh, oh my god. I'll show... Here you go, Zerfo. How far? It's halfway chapter-wise. Time-wise, I'd say 35 to 40%. I feel like I don't think we're halfway into this. Yeah, this is what that's what it used to look like. Like that's not scary at all. I'm gonna eat it for me. I'm of the opinion that the entire process was performed while the person was still alive, though. What do you think, my Barakun? She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. As my brain was already far over capacity, however, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. Then when I broke my gaze from Takano-san's, those strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji era with the tools found in this place. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were so strange, so terrifying, these tools. And as if they had seen through my attempt to escape from them, they did nothing but ridicule me silently. So, that creepy incident. What was it in the end? The author says that regarding Onagafuchi's village's dreadful customs, they survived into recent post-Meiji days. And that happens they last... And that perhaps... oh my god, what? And that perhaps they lasted until around the beginning of the Showa period. Sorry about that. Don't show me that disgusting shit. The anime is a lot more generous with imagery. Like, they animate it instead of just making you imagine it. Yeah, it's almost... It's pretty impressive when it's actually worse when they don't show it. But it's only because it's anime and it's, like, cutesy. If it was, like, real life, if it was, like, a movie, this shit would be nasty. This corpse, which at a glance had been brutally killed after a period of torture. In actuality, however, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eater's terrifying feast. The corpse was just leftovers. It was so fantastic, so strange that it didn't feel real. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era, though, which is just too recent to be called a legend. I'm not up to date with the all the eras of Japan, so I don't know when they say something. I don't know like when it is, like year-wise. They did. I'm almost certain it will be absolute shite. Because they're putting like what like 100-hour story into 2 hours or so, if that. It's gonna be like random and shit. Okay. Also, there's a newspaper clipping right here suggesting it. Oh, okay, but even if it really did happen, it was a long time ago, right? I mean, the Meiji era ended 100 years ago. Okay, thank you. Just like that I just said. That's all. Only 100 years ago. Besides, it kept happening even after the beginning of the Showa period. Like with the uproar around the post-war canned flesh Oh my god. Oh, I apologise. That story was taboo, wasn't it? Takano-san immediately stopped talking as if as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but that expression soon disappeared. Hey, congrats on level 2, Zerfi. Huh? Takano-san, what did you say? Canned flesh? Just then, there was a huge creaking noise. Oh no. Everyone whipped around to look. Oh hey, Mr. Swell Guy. I forgot he was out there. I totally forgot. He yeah, this is the room we're in, by the way. So this is a statue of like the god, the protector god of the village, and this is all the torture implements. These are the little cages, and yeah. It's not though. It's not the same story 10 times. It's like it's almost like, it's like different stories that sometimes interweave with each other, set at the same time, sort of like at different timelines, I guess you could say. Yeah, parallel universes. Think of it like that, but they still sometimes interact, I guess, and like answer questions from the other arcs. So if he wanted to leave, he could have just yelled out to Tomotaki-san. He probably would have heard and like opened the door and then like found him. It was Tomotaki-san who had opened the door slightly. Aha! Did I startle you? Fuck you, dude. Oh, Jiro-san, could you not resist seeing inside? This is a splendid treasure trove of devices. I'll pass on that. I'm bad with this sort of thing by nature. Takano-san held her stomach and had to muffle her laughter as if she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity. Oh, fucking pussy! Can't be asked to watch it. Already missed 15 hours of story. Yeah, you have. Well, probably like 20 hours at least. I mean, what you could do is you could watch like the anime split up like each game is split into about 4 to 5 episodes. So if you wanted to catch them on the story, you could just watch the first 4 episodes, and then like join in if you want. It's a lot of commitment, to be honest, if you're not super into it, especially if you're jumping in halfway through. That's fine if you don't want to stay there. I don't blame you. You know what, when an arc ends in the anime, they literally tell you. Yeah. In any case, the dance and the ceremony are over and everyone's going down to the stream. The festival will be over within minutes. Oh, that's no good. Mario Baracon is such a good listener that I couldn't help telling stories. Yeah, something like that. I'd really rather you not mention me in a place like this. Jiro-san, could you wait out front? I want to take a few pictures. There are actually a lot of toys that I'd like to bring home, but we obviously can't do that. Right. Takano-san took camera out of her... Why is that? Why is there not an A there? Takano-san took a camera out of her paper bag and began to snap photographs. She looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt. Keiichi-kun, are you leaving too? I've seen enough. Shion, you're good too, right? Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air. Yeah, fuck this place. I agree, let's leave. Get the fuck out of here. Cool camera, yeah. Oh god, she's keeping the little person in a paper bag. How inhumane. I did feel a bit of hesitation at leaving Takano-san by herself in this darkness. When I thought about it though, I realised that whatever kind of spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could hold a candle to how scary she was. Even if a phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at it. Ah, fun, light-hearted music. It seems like Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. We exchanged glances and smiled painfully. We left Takano-san there, bathed in her strobe of camera flashes, and decided to go leave the ritual storehouse. Everyone at the festival seemed to have gone to the stream, so their voices were very distant. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand, were clear, lending an empty feeling of isolation to the place. Something tells me this is not the right music to use here, and they should instead use what they're describing. How was it? Interesting? Tomotaki-san gave us a somewhat mischievous grin. You should have been able to tell by looking at how pale our faces were. I should have kept watch outside with you, Tomitaki-san. Ah ha 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 ha. Tomitaki-san laughed so delightfully that I wiped away our dark feelings. Tomitaki feels good, man, son. How did you fare, Shion-chan? Were you scared? I was prepared for it, so I wasn't too afraid, but seeing the real thing was powerful. Shion spoke like she wasn't scared at all. She really had been quite afraid, but seeing as how I was in a way worse state than her, I didn't have much room to talk. As Tomitaki-san grinned candidly, my mind, exhausted and locked up by nervousness, began to calm itself. This is where it happens. 1 hour from now. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Oh yeah, it does. Was Takano-san an adult about this little expedition? You know how she seems like a child sometimes. I was worried she'd be way too excited. Both Shion and I laughed, and I left that as our answer. Hopefully she was only looking at things. I'm worried she'll sneak something out of here and mess with the ritual implement too much and break it or something. Right, that's quite possible. She's alone in there right now. Oh god. She might pilfer something small and easily concealed, hiding it in her pocket. Haha, yeah, I can see that. Why are we laughing? This is messed up. Shion said what I was thinking. You're sure she didn't break anything? I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous. I'm sorry, I ran out of film. Jiro-san, if you have any more, could I use some? Takano-san suddenly appeared while we were talking about her, taking everyone by surprise. Tomitaki-san smoothly grinned and responded as if nothing had happened. He's pretty mature. Pretty mature, Kai. That laughter hideaway effect, yeah. Ah ha ha ha. I'm all out of spare film. Fuck you, bitch. Sorry about that. Jeez. You won't win any Pulitzer prizes by not stocking enough film for any occasion, you know. I suppose that's it then. Tomitaki-san scratched his head apologetically. Without film, we're done here. He's best girl, isn't he? He's such a guy. He's such a legend. Run out of film, trigger, happy photographer. Yeah. It's all those girls and it's all that Rika-chan dancing action. You just can't get enough of it. Takano-san seemed to have given up because of that too. We checked carefully to make sure we hadn't left anything inside. Then we closed the door and turned to the heavy padlock we left beside it. Takano-san, you didn't sneak anything out, right? How rude. I'm trying not to be that childish. Tomitaki-san set the padlock back to the way it was before. From a cursory glance, it didn't look like thieves had snuck in at all. Okay, let's get over to the stream ourselves. If we don't at least set some cotton afloat, there won't be any point in coming to the festival. Tomitaki-san spoke brightly, urging us all on. I wonder what their interaction with like Reina and Rika and Satoko will be, and Mion. And his foot fetish and floor fetish, yeah. He has like every fetish imaginable. Tomitaki-san spoke brightly, urging us all on, setting cotton afloat down the stream. I shook my head a few times, driving away my dismal thoughts as to the double meaning. Takano-san, looking a little down, kept turning back to glance at the ritual storehouse. Let's just leave it at that, alright? You saw enough to sate your curiosity, didn't you? Fuck, I keep saying it in the wrong voice. Oh, not at all. Everything I found only renewed my interests. All those stories and legends suddenly hold water. After today, I'm going to have to change the way I look at all this. Wow, she's truly indomitable. Her curiosity really is something else. Still interested in all that, through and through. Plot twist. Others saw them and have been watching them this entire time. Plot twist, they were in the room as well. It's just so dark we didn't see them. We descended the stone stairs and all the people crowded the stream came into view. Near the bottom of the stairs, we could clearly see people receiving cotton that had been cut out. Been cut out of them, then wishing upon the cotton and setting it afloat down the stream. The festival was already over. Damn. I missed my chance to photograph the best part of Watanagashi. You said you were out of film, Buster. You lying fuckboy. He's like He's like when someone asks you for something, and you can like someone asks to borrow something, and you do have it to offer, but you just don't want to give it to them because you don't trust them or they're not going to give it back. So you just say you don't have any. I've done that so much. Please call me Buster. Oh, but it's not too late. I'm going to go set some afloat. Perhaps you could take pictures of me. Oh, I'll take pictures of you. Takano-san, with an impish expression, brought her head to Tomitaka-san's shoulder. Despite his age, he looked embarrassed. I felt an honest respect for Tomitaka-san, man to man, for dating such a handful of a woman. Oh, they are dating. Okay. I don't know if that was. I think that was implied, but I don't know if it was specifically stated before. It might have been. I don't know. I can't remember. I thought they weren't quite sure. Goodbye then, Mario Barakan, Shion-chan. We're going down to the stream. Would you like to come with us? No, I couldn't get in your way. I don't understand why sometimes they have 3 sprites and sometimes they have 2 and sometimes they have 1 or whatever, even though like there's multiple people here talking. Or like I don't know why they swap them out. Unless like Tomitaka-san's just so big that they can't fit more than 2 people on the screen. I guess if she was in the middle, it'd be like he was actually photographing her ass. No, I couldn't get in your way. Please take your time. Shion waved her hand to them with the expression just as impish as Takano's has. Okay, that face like just never fits. I don't know why she always has it. Too swole to control. Oh my god. Okay, that's a command. Wait, can you I'll add it as a command. Can you make that like with some fancy writing or something? Or do you think that's fine as it is? It's every time we write Tomitaka, we have to. That's the command. I know. Yeah. See if you get some cool text or something. No, you can't take pictures, you silly bitch, because it's out of film. Why don't you listen? Tomitaka said on his part seemed to want us to come, but whatever. Shion gave a big stretch and sat down on the stone steps. I'm pretty worn out. Same here. I'm exhausted too. Just listening to stories all day. Oh boy. Kei-chan, this is your first Watanagashi, isn't it? You go on. Don't mind me. I'm tired, so I like to stay away from the crowd. Oh god, what have you got planned? Yeah, if we were to go now, we'd barely slip into the end of the cotton drifting ceremony. No, there wasn't. Yes. Amazing. Wait, what about that, but with the number 2s as well? I don't know. Decide between yourselves. My sister and your other friends might be looking for you too. Go on. Oh, yeah, right. They've been by themselves ever since we got separated. I feel bad if they were looking for me. Yeah. Okay, let's do 2 then. Yes, perfect. Amazing. Oh wait, that's good. No, that one. Okay, wait. The bottom one's great. Amazing. Okay, let's keep that up now. Then Shion suddenly got a playful look on her face, then put her index finger to her lips, as if telling me to keep this as a secret. That's amazing. My sister is the type that gets really jealous. If she knew I was hogging you all this whole time, she'd never let me hear the end of it. So keep tonight a secret, okay? Keep tonight a secret. Don't say things that are so embarrassing. Wait, did she say all that? No, she didn't. Oh, okay. Not only because of that either. Considering what we were doing tonight, we really need to keep it a secret. I assure Summer's Curse might happen tonight, and we thought would be the prime candidates. Yeah. Out of all the days to do it, why don't you go there on a day where it's not the festival, and there's definitely not going to be anybody around. Not like a few hundred feet from like everybody in the whole bloody village. The loosening threads of tension became taut again. Shion, however, burst out laughing. Alright, I'm going to get out of here before I run into my sister. I really am tired, so I don't have the endurance to put up to put up with her anyway. I can't tell if you get along with her or not. Oh yeah, that was like the last thing, wasn't it? Wait. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I can't really tell like where this is in relation to everything else in the village. Like if his houses on looking at or anything. We get along. Although, though as she said it, her vague expression explained that there was a lot of oddities in a relationship between twins. I'm an only child, so I don't really get it. Mate, I thought she said that like, wait, what? Make sure you get along with her, okay? Right, thank you kindly for your meddling. Okay, I'm gonna go. You should hurry up if you want to make it, Kei-chan. Watanagashi really is about to end. Shion stood up and brushed the dust off her backside. Off her ass. After watching her do so, I returned my eyes to the final ceremony of the Watanagashi festival below me. Seriously though, what was that sound anyway? It was kind of unpleasant and creepy. What sound? Huh? The sound. You know, the banging noise. It was really loud, wasn't it? Oh boy. Oh boy. I was giving her a blank expression, so Shion stared hard at me. I stared hard at her too. Sorry, Shion. Could you give me the short version? What was making noise? Wait, Kei-chan, it didn't bother you? When all's said and done, it was like we were speaking two different languages. Shion, explain it to me without jokes from the beginning, will you? What's this about a noise? Kei-chan, you quit joking around too. Really, honestly, it didn't bother you? Neither of us were given any ground, and both of us were staring at the other in disbelief. We were answering questions with more questions, with no sign of an actual conversation in sight. Baffled, I held in the urge to shout at her and asked politely one more time. I'm going to ask one more time, okay? I'll ask the questions. She'll nod silently. Okay, here goes. You said there was a sound. What are you talking about? The banging sound. It was like a kid jumping up and down on floorboards somewhere far away. It really didn't bother you? Okay, this is getting creepy. God damn it, Vicky. There was nothing to be bothered by. When did you hear this? I never heard anything. Wait, Kei-chan, are you serious? Shion, as if she didn't understand my plain and simple answer, pressed me further, her expression serious. I have no clue what she's talking about, but if it has Shion acting so like this, whatever it was, it gave me the creeps and sent a chill down my spine. It was while we were looking inside of the ritual storehouse with Takano-san, about the time she started her stories, I think it was. Little by little, louder and louder, off and on. She heard a banging sound like a child jumping on distant floorboards. That can't be true. Don't start trying to scare me like that after all that. I didn't hear anything at all. In fact, it was so utterly silent in there that my own heartbeat was almost deafening. 100% ready to play. Oh my god. Please don't try and scare me either, Kei-chan. It was like something was making noise in time with Takano-san's scary stories, and I was totally creeped out the whole time. The chill rose from my spine to the back of my head. My blood turned cold as it crawled up my body. When it reached my head, my mind froze over. You and Takano-san weren't paying any attention to it at all, so I pretended not to hear it either, but you heard it, right? It happened a bunch of times and it was really loud. Shion's eyes were begging me to tell her I heard it. I had no doubt, however, that my own eyes suggested something entirely different. You've got to be kidding me, look. In that storehouse, we were surrounded by brutal ritual tools that looked like they were from another planet listening to terrifying old stories. The whole time, Shion had been hearing a sound that we couldn't hear by herself. Should that make Shion, who heard it, tremble, or should it make me, who didn't hear it, tremble? I didn't know the answer to that at the time. For now, Shion seemed to have made that decision before I did. Ha ha. What are you laughing about? I really got you. You're a fucking bitch. I really got you, Kei-chan. I was fibbing the whole time. What? Shion laughed, saying how easy scared I was, and clapped him on the back. Her smile seemed somehow artificial and actually made me feel worse. Then, after leaving me with 2 or 3 generic diplomatic goodbye phrases, she left, almost like she was running away. Fucking bitch. Maximum bamboozle. I know, right? All I could do was look after her, my mouth again. I think this is like the build up to something, and then it's a bamboozle, and you're like, oh, it's all fine, and then something even worse happens, and when you're least expecting it. It's like the jump scare tactic. You build up to a jump scare, then nothing happens, and then when you're at that moment of like your most comfortable, no, least tense, I guess, and then it hits you like just a few seconds later.
2 kids gone die tonight.
Amazing. At the end of the day, I didn't have a clue what was going on. Shion laughed it off and said she had been lying, but she couldn't possibly have been lying. Of course not. And now that I think back, Tomitaka said the same thing, didn't he? Yeah, he fucking did. I could clearly hear some noises like someone jumping up and down. I was getting pretty nervous. Tomitaki-san, the most neutral party present at the time, had said he'd heard something. Then, that noise. It was real. The banging sounds. Sounds as though a child was jumping up and down on some kind of floorboards far away. It was just Rika doing a presentation. Oyosho Summer's curse, which happens every year, might happen again tonight. The most plausible victim candidates were Takano-san, Tomitaki-san, Shion, me. The bustling of the people sounded further away, and I would have liked, and the sounds of the insects sounded too close for comfort. I'm near so much human warmth, and yet I can't ever go back there again. That was the ominous idea that sprouted in my mind. Then, all of a sudden, I was pounced on behind, causing my head to lurch. Hey! Keiichi, we found you. It was Rika-chan. When I turned around, Mion and Reina were there too. Ah, normal people. Sort of. Mion sighed and said, we finally found you. Now we just need to find Sataka. Why are they all split up? Everyone got split up this year. We should make sure we have something to meet up afterwards next year. How? You're right, it's a festival, so we should all be together. I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a little bit of guilt. Keiichi, did you root for me while I was dancing? Slightly. Ah, yes, I saw it all. Totally. All of it. From the start to the finish. You did a great job all the way through. Oh my god, I'm taking the piss, but he's literally what he's saying. No mistakes either. ... Fucking liar. Yeah, that's right, Rika-chan. That didn't count as a mistake. Oh my god, what did she do? What did she do? She like dropped the hoe and it cut someone's head open. I tensed up as I realised I made a mistake on my own. Mion slapped her hand onto my shoulder a little roughly. A gross sweat broke out all over my whole body. Did you do it too, Kei-chan? Did you get some cotton and send it down the stream? You haven't yet, right? Is what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell her any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head. Tara, you haven't, Keiichi-kun. You should go now or it'll be over. It'll be over. Sorry, this is my first Watanagashi, so I don't really understand the rules and stuff. That's right. I'm sorry. Mion took my hand and we started walking down the steps. Oh, hand holding. Craigasm. Hey, Kei-chan. What? Did you see Shion? My heart skipped another beat. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand. No, well, I sort of think I saw her. You two look so alike though, so it might have just been you. You fucking what? You wouldn't have gotten that wrong. We're wearing different clothes. Fucking idiot. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. How fucking stupid is he? Bale's momentary silence was like a death grip upon me. I just can't do anything about that, Shion. Well, it's just how we're talking about, so I guess we can leave her be. Mion's expression returned to her former usual smile, and we continued down the stone steps, as firmly pulling my hand along. Yeah, I think we are. Alright, that is a very good place to stop, because I was going to stop in like quarter of an hour anyway, and we're not going to get to the next scene. So yes, finally ramping up for our, oh, okay, I'll read these, actually. But nothing has happened yet. I think he's got it as like a keyboard shortcut or something. He's like, boom, press the button. Okay, this the second half of this game is going to be really good, I think. Right, let's read these. Didn't. Okay, from the scrapbook 4. Watanagashi. The rite of Watanagashi is performed during a village festival every June, even now, but reading back to its origin turns up a seriously sanguine ceremony. Sanguine. That's a cool word. Optimistic or positive, especially in an apparently bad or difficult situation. Okay. Originally, Watanagashi would happen at fixed intervals, and after receiving Aishiro-sama's trust, they chose a sacrifice. I read that as thrust and almost said it. They chose a sacrifice. Then the entire village would kidnap, demon away, the person and ceremonially dissect and devour them in a feast. The rules that determine the intervals are shrouded in mystery. This is because the ceremonies occurred extremely irregularly. There's theory that it was determined based on astrological fortune telling, but it isn't too convincing. The residents of ancient Onagafuchi village firmly believed that they were half man, half demon transcendents, and they were more valuable than humans were. And they forced people within and without to accept that. Perhaps the act of kidnapping and eating people was done to prove that they were higher up on the food chain. This is just a hypothesis, but maybe the rite of the Watanagashi was a political event for the purpose either being an outlet for, or outright diverting the attention of the villagers of the isolated Onagafuchi village. Wait, did it give me the wrong, They gave me the wrong definition? Hey, congrats on level 12, dude. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. If that was the main reason these ceremonies were held, then it's easy to explain how erratic they were. From the scrapbook 5. Oh god. The alleged importance of the implements. I can't find anything that gives a concrete description of what the ritual implements were like. They were, however, real, and there definitely existed a multitude of different kinds. One source states that the implements used in the Watanagashi rite alone numbered 200. The obvious question then is why they required such a myriad of them. The rite of Watanagashi was to kidnap people through the demoning away, dissect them, and eat them. Do you think that's what happened from the last chapter then? The 4 years where somebody died and then someone went missing, that they got tortured and eaten? Or is that looking into it too far? I believe the tools were for dissection and restraining, but 200 of them is far too many. Generally, tools evolve in such a way as to reach a solution for a certain problem. Once you've reached the ultimate goal, that is, attained a certain level of efficiency, the tool's evolution normally stops there. Regardless, why would they have created so many different kinds? Yeah, it does. Oh my god. One of the cultural elements responsible for diversification over time is that of entertainment. Tools used for entertainment would evolve over time and branch out. Unlike normal tools, reaching the ultimate goal would be more of a dead end, and in searching for the next goal, they would split into many different subtypes. So then, perhaps, it's not a stretch to suggest that these 200 plus implements had some entertainment value. Jesus Christ. This is just a hypothesis, of course, but maybe the human dissection process was viewed as a type of entertainment. The three families of old would develop the new implement, dissection tool, after another, and each was varied, novel, and attracted spectators to keep them from growing bored. That's fucked up. It's not unimaginable. All of them had to be enshrined within that storehouse. There isn't much longer into the night of Watanagashi. Though its original intent has been lost, I will reveal the secrets of the traditional ceremonial night within the ritual storehouse. I can't restrain my excitement. Watanagashi cannot consume enough. After the festival. Late that night, tensions in the police station were strained. In the silence, many of the staff members' eyes shifted back and forth between the clock and the telephones, counting the seconds in that stifled atmosphere. Kumagara-kun burst in with a young guy trailing behind him. Oishi-san, I've got the autopsy results. The court physician just got here. I'm ready to go, sir. I'll head straight for Gifu. Kuma-chan, things have gotten a bit complicated. They appear to be having a very difficult time determining who the victim is. Could they have been dismembered? Nope. Cooked to a nice light brown. He spoke in sportive tones, but the meaning behind his words were heavy. The staff gave a collective sigh. Oh, not again. All the way, head to toe? Completely blackened, it seemed. Probably smells terrible too. What a shame it has to be Gifu-san. Cooked with no possessions, then discarded outside the prefecture. At worst, it would have taken a week for the body to be identified. The fact that they sniffed it out tonight was huge. Komiyama-kun and a few others are performing a thorough night raid on the dentist in Okinomiya. All we can do is hope a tooth matches some medical records. Sorry, could someone go buy me 2 or so boxes of Ultramar? The young guy answered in affirmation and darted out into the hallway. We did an excellent job finding it this year. It could be that the people who disappeared in the past years were scattered outside the prefecture like this too. Then why not bury them? Or sink them into the Sea of Japan, or Lake Biwa, or somewhere like that? Why though? Hasn't the pattern so far been one person dies and another disappears? Oh my god, there's a spider on the wall. Please fuck off. Kuma-chan, the corpse was inside the oil drum, unrestrained and cooked. They probably burned themselves after strangling them. They knew it would be found. So, what you mean is, from the beginning, they didn't want a person to disappear this year? Not so much as they just aren't related. The person didn't disappear. In fact, whoever did it seems to have wanted to make a show of it. I really don't like when there's no music. Please fuck off. You mean, it could be a warning. Thankfully, it's only small. He folded his arms and then heaved a long and heavy sigh. That might have been the case that happened in town. If they messed it up, taking the victim far away and burning them alive wouldn't have been noticed. If they meant it as a warning, they should have done it closer to Hinamizawa. They wanted to emphasize the fact that they killed the victim, but instead of doing it somewhere for dramatic effect, they did it outside the prefecture. Did they want to emphasize it or hide it? Boy, I do wonder what Oshiro-sama is up to this year. Oh boy. A telephone ring cut through the heavy silence. A staff member nearby snatched up the receiver. Oishi-san, it's Komiyama. They have it. The dental clinic in Okinomiya fixed their wisdom tooth 3 years ago. Oh. What about the records? Complete with x-rays. Oh, Pogjab. Evidence. Well, I feel bad for waking up the dentist before dawn. Kuma-chan, get out there as soon as you get the records from Komiyama-kun. Will do. Oh, it's the chief. Thank you for coming out at this hour. Oishi-san, my apologies for my lateness. What's the situation? Well, it's just getting good, you see. We're all getting fired up. Wow. Alright. Alright, what is it tomorrow? Monday.